So these are some of the major movements or themes in the drama of the Bible. And I want to share another emerging story and narrative of humanity and reality that we find in our world today. In particular, in the culture in the West, I believe this is an emerging narrative that I think will resonate with many of us. I'm going to read this excerpt from a book called Braving the Future by Douglas Estes. It says, "On the third planet, in a solar system on the edge of a nondescript arm of a nondescript galaxy in our vast universe, conditions slowly became favorable for life. After billions of years, life began to evolve. Over time, increasingly complex life forms fought their way to the top of the biological heap, only to be supplanted by newer and more complex life forms. At some point, more than 100,000 years ago, one species evolved to a point where it would exercise dominance over all other species: Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens were themselves a product of the natural selection of numerous hominin species. Since coming to dominance, Homo sapiens has continued to evolve not just biologically, but technologically. From stone chisels to the wheel to satellites to spaceships, Homo sapiens headed down the track to become something so much greater. If humans can pull together, they can use technology to create a world of their dreams. In that future, there's no more sadness or tears, for the old species has passed away. They will be a new species enjoying life forever on their planet, or maybe even among the stars beyond." In our context, the secular story of humanism and even transhumanism is very different from the Bible's ancient story. Our modern narrative makes no need of God, with no need of anything really, because all we need to do is just pull together, and then we'll be able to create our own utopia through medical and scientific advancements so that we can live forever exploring the stars, reigning over creation without God. This is the primary narrative of all modern science fiction movies, and it's a powerful narrative that strikes something deep within us. I'm particularly a fan of Interstellar, where they look to seek to expand the human enterprise as Earth is collapsing and fading. And this is the narrative of modern man. But when you stop to think about it, our modern narrative is actually not all that new, nor is it really all that different. We want to reign over creation by ourselves without God. This is what the Bible story actually says within the first few pages of the story. This is the primary plot conflict. People don't want God. They want to reign, but not with God. And the Christian story is the greatest and most powerful story of human history. And we can be confident that this story is better and more accurate and more deeply true than any other story or narrative offered to us in the world. So as we read and reread the Bible and the story of God for the rest of our lives, let's learn how to read it through this kind of meta-narrative lens so that we can see how the pieces of the puzzle fit together to come together and make the most beautiful of narratives of life and human flourishing that could ever be given to mankind.